Brandon, there's been some stuff on social media. Is there a certain message that you want to get out there as you kind of enter this offseason and there might be contract talks?
A certain message? No.
Is your hope to remain with the 49ers moving forward?
If that's the right move, yeah.
What would that right move look like for you?
Being a champion.
Over the past few weeks, from the Super Bowl on, we have heard a ton of different speculation on what is going to happen with Brandon Aiyuk. Will he be traded? Will he sign to a different team? Or will he sign a contract extension to stay here in San Francisco? That question is still up in the air. Nobody knows what's going to happen. However, we just found out a big update that could lead to figuring out what is going to happen next for Brandon Aiyuk and the San Francisco 49ers. Before we jump into the big update, the big news that just came out, I do want to show you guys one more thing. Now, this is something that is very interesting. After the Super Bowl, Sean Hudson came out and tweeted a couple of different things. Now, you might be sitting here wondering, well, who is Sean Hudson? And if you are a 49ers fan at this point, you probably know this is one of Brandon Aiyuk's best friends. He tweeted or put out a message saying, why does your all-pro 1,300-yard receiver have 3 catches in the Super Bowl? He led that up with also putting this out. This is the exact reason why we leaving San Francisco. Thank you 49ers for drafting my brother. We are forever grateful. Brandon Aiyuk to Vegas. We also saw his girlfriend put something out as well saying this is probably going to be the last time they, set foot in Levi Stadium as a 49er, right? And then Brandon Aiyuk himself put out, don't forget what got you there. There's a ton of tension. There is a ton of speculation on what's going to happen, and I feel like we've seen a couple of different hints right now or throughout the last couple of weeks hinting what will happen. Now, Aiyuk is entering the final year of his rookie contract, and his cap hit will be or jump up to $14 million. There's a chance to extend him or trade him as well. Now, before we jump into this big piece of news that just broke, I want you guys to hear what John Lynch had to say regarding Brandon Aiyuk. But also, make sure you guys do me a big favor. Hit that like button really quickly while you listen to this piece by John Lynch. Let's get this video up to 200 likes if you guys want to see more 49ers throughout the rest of the season, keeping you guys updated throughout the deadest point of the offseason. And also, subscribe if you're new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. But let's check out what John Lynch had to say.
Brandon's entering his 5th-year option. Brandon's been a fantastic player for us. Kyle calls him a warrior all the time because of the way he goes out and competes, and that shines through anybody who, whether you're a trained eye or whether you're a fan, you can see the passion he plays with. You can see the production that he's had. We're extremely, prideful in what he's become, and he should be as well. And so, your team is comprised of guys, veterans who've been paid very well, of guys who want to be played very well. We got one guy on our team who, is pretty prominent, who can't be played very, real well right now because the CBA doesn't allow. So it's all one big puzzle. We've developed a good cadence over the years, Kyle and I, where he focuses on the season. We do all the planning, and then we present things to him, and we work through it. And that's what we'll continue to do. But, of course, you want a guy like Brandon Aiyuk to be a part of you going forward.
Now, obviously, the 49ers came up just short of winning a Super Bowl this season, but there is no question in my mind Brandon Aiyuk was one of the main factors why this offense this season was ranked number 2 overall in points per game, number 1 in yards, number 1 in yards per play, number 4 in third down conversion percentage, number 1 in touchdowns per game. This offense was deadly. And Brandon Aiyuk, you cannot disagree, he was one of the main factors, putting up over 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns, and also averaging 17.9 yards per reception. Brandon Aiyuk was an unbelievable wide receiver this year, and there is no doubt in my mind he needs to come back to San Francisco if the 49ers want to continue to be one of the most lethal offenses in football. Now, there are other areas that they can improve in if they do let go of Brandon Aiyuk. Maybe you bring in a T. Higgins. Maybe you trade for Justin Jefferson. Yeah, maybe that does work. And the most likely scenario, which is the biggest news we have just heard from Graziano from ESPN. I believe he works at ESPN, but he came out and said, to me, and this is quote unquote, to me, the most likely way this shakes out is Aiyuk ends up getting traded to a team where he's the clear number one wide receiver and where he can get the extension that he wants, leaving the Niners to draft his replacement in the first round this season. He also wrote, that's the cleanest way for them to address all of their other needs. I see San Francisco extending Talanoa Hufanga, I think I said that right, correct me if I'm wrong. And also he said, in coming to some sort of arrangement with Kyle Juszczyk and Dre Greenlaw to keep them both around. Now, if they wanted to, keep Brandon Aiyuk, they might have to let go of Kyle Juszczyk. They might have to get rid of Dre Greenlaw. So I think there's a big decision coming up for John Lynch and this team. What direction do they want to go in? And this is going to be a big one. Aiyuk has looked amazing. He was breaking out this season. Looks like one of the best wide receivers on the team for sure. But man, they have a big decision to make in the next couple of weeks. Now, I want you guys to do me a favor real quickly before we get any further into the video and comment down below what you want the 49ers to do. Should they re-sign Brandon Aiyuk? Should they give him the contract extension? And also, comment down below who do you think you guys should draft in this draft. The draft combine is in a couple of days from now. I believe it's 3 days away. Comment down below a wide receiver or different guys that you are looking forward to see the most. But man, I cannot wait to see what the 49ers do. Now, listen, this is my opinion on this. Don't get me wrong. Comment down below what you think. I really want to hear. But Brandon Aiyuk is such a good player. I love him. He's a dog, right? But at the end of the day, you have to make the decision that is smartest for your football team, right? It is a business at the end of the day, and what I think is you gotta let him go. You gotta trade him to a team where you can get a first-round pick in return, right? Now, the big thing about this, if you do trade him, that would save the 49ers $14.2 million that he's due to make next season. If you don't, you're gonna be about $58 million under the cap, right? Which means that would help. It would help. Aiyuk would surely be missed, but with all of the massive cap numbers that the 49ers are projecting for their veterans in 2024 and in future years, at some point they're going to need to move on from a star. Whether that be Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, Dre Greenlaw, Trent Williams, right? It has to be one of those guys, or it could be Brandon Aiyuk of this season. Now, like I said, comment down below, what do you think they should do? It is extremely tough. The decision they have to make is going to be insane. But let me know what you guys think they should do, man. They were just shy of winning the Super Bowl. Maybe you have one more year with all these guys here together to try to figure it out and complete the mission before it going south. But I think they have an opportunity to go trade Brandon Aiyuk. Again, I love Brandon Aiyuk, don't get me wrong. But bring in a first-round pick. Go acquire a wide receiver in the first round and see what they can do in terms of that. But let me know what you guys think. What's the best way to go? Juwan Jennings, I think, could have a bright future here. Made a couple of big plays in the Super Bowl as well. You still have Deebo. You still have McCaffrey. There's still guys, and if you draft a guy as well, could help as well. So let me know what you guys think. Go check out BetUS as well. Link in the description. My favorite sportsbook on the market. They have a live casino, a live sports casino, a regular sports casino, horse racing, everything you could think of. They have it, and they just gave away Super Bowl tickets this season. Just imagine what they're going to do next. They also match your first deposit up to 125%, basically just giving you guys free money. And you guys can bet on things like who will win the Super Bowl next year, where will Brandon Aiyuk end up. Go check it out, link in the description, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next update, which should be soon.